Morning, Victor Christian from Christian Guitars here. Got something a little bit different this morning. I've already started work on the guitar. It was part of my on the bench that I posted up yesterday on the 13th. Already stripped the guitar. Here you go. It's a Levinson, a Gary Levinson built guitar. It's a Levinson blade, obviously. This weighs a ton. This is one of the Korean made. It's a blade Delta standard Telecaster. Weighs a ton. Weighs as much as that Les Paul I had. I bet this must weigh 8.5 pounds. Not just the body with the neck. So what I've done is with this, had a quick look at it. I've checked everything. Obviously, before this came in, it wants a refret. It's a, I imagine it's a cash converters pickup, cheap jobber. Not to say it's a cheap playing guitar or a cheap guitar. They're a great guitar. These made in Korea. Solid lump of wood there. The hardware, I imagine, will be all good stuff. I've already had the electrics out, cleaned them up. We had a couple of pots loose. I've tightened them up. One pot was not tightening. So what I've done is I've added some extra washers underneath, gives more bite on top, and we've got it to bite, and it's all perfect. I know for a fact the VSC is playing up because I was told that. I ain't looked at that yet, so I'll have a look at that later. The wiring in these is like a bit like a jungle in there. It's very well done, but there's not a lot of room inside, so I'm hoping there's no wrong with any of that. I'm hoping it's just a VSC. The bridge and that, I'll get all the intonation done, the radius done. Blah de blah de blah. Took the neck off because I'm doing a refret. If you've ever got, if you've ever done a refret on a removable neck, take the neck off. I'll show you for why. It's obviously going on the jig, but what I do is, you don't want the body in the way, and you don't want to be sanding or knocking anything into the wood on the body. So what I do is, I've took frets off already. There you go. Delta standard. I fix the neck to a lump of wood. In this case, piece of 1-inch MDF there. And then I can get it on my jig. And what I'm going to do is, first job on this, check the radius. The first thing I did before I do any fret job is I check the neck, make sure the truss rod's working. In this case it is. Make sure the neck's straight, got no twists in it, which it hasn't. I get the neck completely straight, straight edge. Get it all levelled off on the truss rod. That's absolutely straight, because what I'm going to do is, to remove the glue, old glue, on this, I'm going to sand it with a radius block. You know what a radius block is, I'm just going to get one. Now this has got a weird radius, this guitar, one I've never come across before. Now when I bought some radius blocks, I bought half a dozen on them, and I ranged from 7¼ inch up to 16, it's the biggest one I've got. Radius on these tellies is meant to be, again another odd one, 12.5. I don't have a 12.5 radius block, I don't think. But this isn't 12.5, this is nigh on 16. Now luckily I've got 16 blocks, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some sandpaper on there, some 400 grit, and I'm going to sand this to a 16-inch radius, removing all this excess glue. Once that's all done, I'll clean it all out, I'll get it strapped up, and I can put new frets in. Good thing about this, having it on a piece of board also, I can get it all fretted, get it all done on my pillar drill, with my bit, my press bit, and my coils, and I can get it all done on there. It can be a really quick job. So, really simple job for me, this one. The fret wire, I've not got fret wire in stock for this because it was a bit bigger than I normally use. I normally use, again, this from Papa D's, 12% silver nickel. Great stuff, it's 2.7mm wide by about 1.3 high. Would have worked, but it's just, this had jumbos on it, 2.9mm wide. So I've gone and ordered some good Japanese fret wire, some Hosco Top Gear, 2.9 wide by 1.3 high. So the thing with that is, I've removed the nut. I doubt the nut's going to be high enough because the action on this, the frets on this were all pretty low, under 1mm. So I'm probably going to replace the nut there. Luckily I've got some Fender nuts in stock, but not in black. I've got them in white, but you know, needs must. We'll bang her in there. So it's going to have a new nut, get all the electrics done, we'll have a setup. Setup is always included with a fret job with me. And that's it. I get some nice, we'll put some Roto 1046s on there. It's about as heavy as you want to go with a Telecaster. And we'll get all set up in that. So until the fret wire gets here, can't really do it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this on my jig today. I'm going to get all the fretboard sanded. There's a lot of wood, a lot of rosewood on here. Now when I sand it down, I re-radius it and take all this glue off, I'm only going to take the glue off and about 1/10 of a millimetre just to get the radius bang on all the way up the length. We're not taking any excess wood off. I'll clean any residue around these around this neck pocket area, which is scum around there. Get it all a clean up, get it all a clean. And no need to remove the tuners because the 2mm below the edge of the fretboard, so I can sand straight across. I'll get it all taped over so we don't damage anything. So it's just a matter of going across with a radius block, get it all levelled off, get ready for the frets going in. I don't have to glue the frets in on this. I'm just going to bang them all in because you know, we've got good tangs on the new stuff. The frets came out super easy, so if they were glued in, the glue wasn't that brilliant because I just got my puller on the edge and they come straight out. I must have unfretted this in 2-3 minutes. My missus was in the kitchen. She had put a kettle on, nipped the toilet, and she'd come back and I'd done. So that's it. It's where we are with this. Like I said, I'm going to get this on the old jig, get it sanded down. I've got plenty of other work to be going on with. This is just, I'm going to roll this video off in one long video. It's going to be about, I don't know how long it's going to be, maybe try and keep it under 15 minutes. So I'm not going to video all the work I do on this. I might just come in and do a couple of clips here and there. But I'm going to clip it all into one long video, try and keep it under 15 minutes. So the less I prattle, the more chance I've got of doing that. So until I come up with the next update, go to each other and I'll see you soon. Right, good afternoon. It's getting on late Friday afternoon. I'm doing a little update on the Blade Delta Standard. I've prepared the neck ready for the frets, and I'm going to show you how I did that and what stage we're at right now. So let's put the focus on the guitar. There you go. It's on the neck jig. It's bolted obviously to the lump of MDF there, all strapped in. What I've done is I went to check the radius. I looked online for a radius, tried to find out some information. All I could find was 12.5 inch radius, which I got 12.5 inch radius blocks. I've got everything else, but I went to check the radius and it wasn't 12.5 inch anyway. It's 16. That's very flat for a Telecaster, but I've gone with the 16. So what I've done is going to go 16 radius block. This has got 400 grit sandpaper on there. What I did first run was I used 80 grit, which is a coarse paper. I used 80 grit, took all the glue off, used the 80 grit on the block, like so. Took it all down, levelled it all off, got it all flat, and then I finished off with the 400 grit. Now when I'm sanding a neck ready for taking frets, there's a couple of things I've got to do. First of all, I want to be radiusing it, and all I want to do is I want to work in one direction. So I do long strokes from one end to another. You can do it either way. I tend to do both ways anyway, like so. And all we're doing is, we've got all the glue taken off, and all we're doing is taking any rough edges off that we might have put on there with the 80 grit sandpaper. So we're just basically smoothing off. 400 grit is perfectly fine for a finish. So there you go. And once that's done, we'll just give it a wipe. We can wipe it with just a little bit of water if we want to, or a bit of naphtha, anything like that, but just zipper lighter fluid if you can't get naphtha, same stuff. Naphtha you get in America, you can't really get it over here in England. But there you go, get to wipe down, and there's your neck ready to take the frets. Now what sometimes we need to do is we need to clear out these slots. And I use either an X-Acto knife or one of these curved blades on it, which is perfect for the job. And you just go straight in the grooves and bring out any residue or any dust. Comes straight out the side there. You can do it that way. There's quite a lot of dust in there. And failing that, you could use, if you wanted to, I've got an actual 10-inch bladed guitar, called a guitar saw, made by Pax Sheffield. It's exactly the right width for frets. It's got a super sharp blade, high quality steel blade. This is actually perfect for frets because the kerf on it is about no more than 0.6 millimeters, which is the kerf on a fret is about 0.62. So if you want to, you can just take this through and just push it through. And there you go. We're not sawing anything. We're just making sure the grooves are free. And you can do either way. You can do it with that, or you can do the X-Acto knife, whichever one you want. I'm happy with either. And we blow out any remaining dust. What you do is you just bring it out. Sometimes you might get a bit stuck, but this is going okay. So there you go. So that's all the fret slots cleaned, ready to take the frets. I may glue the frets in. Wire, I've gone with, I normally get one from, I normally buy my fret wire from Papa D's. It's really cheap, but it's really good, 12% nickel silver. It's 2.7mm wide by 1.3mm high. But this guitar, as standard, camera back on me, talk to you, not at you. This guitar is standard, came with jumbo frets, and the jumbo size being 2.3mm wide, 2.9mm wide by 1.3mm high. Now the frets I've just took off are under 1mm, they're deeply grooved. So we've gone with this jumbo size. I've gone with Hosco, which is a Japanese brand. It's really good fret wire. So that is going to give us, a great refret. It'll be a nice easy refret on this one because I've got no binding to work against, so I can just put the fret wire straight through. Got to glue it in, I think, or put a dab of super glue in there to glue them in. But because we're going higher with the frets, what we're going to have to do is we're going to look at the nut, because I think the nut that was in there is probably going to be a little bit low now. There's two things we can do with that. We can either put a shim underneath it, or we can replace the nut, which I'm probably going to do, because we're going to be about 0.5mm higher on the frets once they're on. About 0.5mm will make a difference with the nut. So I think I'm going to replace the nut. The neck itself, I made sure there are no twisting that. I got it super level, obviously super level before I should have explained that better. Let me point back to the guitar and I'll show you what we do. It's no good refretting a guitar neck when the neck's not straight, so what we do is we alter the truss rod and make sure the truss rod's working first, which it is in this case, both ways. We adjust at the bridge end on these blades. And what we do is we take fret leveling notched bar, perfectly flat. We make sure the neck's flat, but when we've sanded it, we re-radius it. We don't just do it down the centre, we also make sure it's flat at each edge, which it is. I mean, I know it is because I've already checked it, meaning we've got the same radius across down the whole length of the neck. That's now perfect for refretting. By rights, if the frets are all level and we're going level, going flat and straight, we shouldn't need to do any fret levelling once it's in. So there you go, that's how I prepare for a fret level. Like I say, doing fret jobs, refretting and stuff like that is my thing, it's my specialty. It's all simple, everything, but what you do is when you're doing a refret, you do everything step by step. First and foremost, you get your neck straight. Once you've got your neck straight, then you get it set level, and you get it supported. Like this, like for instance, is on my jig, where it's got 4 10mm steel rods underneath, perfectly straight line, holding it perfectly level. It's not going to move anywhere, it's all strapped in. So once we've radius blocked and sanded, you know, that piece of wood we're going to refret onto is going to be absolutely level. Now I've got the neck off the body. It'll be so easy to refret. I can use my drill press with my extension piece with the bit that accepts the coils for refret, and we can just press them in. All nice and easy. All 24 frets will going quite easy. And that'll be it. So I expect the refret to go really well. Like I say, I can't refret till Monday at the earliest because the fret wire's not going to be here till then. The delivery date, I've just checked, it says it will be here Monday. So till Monday, until I blow on with it, be good to each other, and I'll talk to you soon. Right, good afternoon. Just a quick update on the Levinson blade, the Blade Delta standard guitar on there. It's completely refretted. I don't know what you can see. I'll zoom in, see if you can see out. If you can't, I'll completely refretted, like so. I've checked the level. I'll go bring it around in a minute, have a look. Got it all jigged up on the jig there, you can see that. All zeroed off. All super level, as like so. I know it's level, I've checked it. I've been across, checked all the frets are level with the fret rocker, both sides and in the centre. We're all absolutely level. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to masking tape it all off, get it ready for polishing the frets. Masking tape, you know what I've done, I've shown you loads of videos before. I'm just going to whiz across, show you how it's set up, and you'll get more of an idea. So there you go. You can see I've got it all refretted. Frets have gone in beautiful. all level. Going to get all polished off now. I'll just show it's all on the homemade jig there. Neck's bolted to a piece of MDF there, look, all strapped in, it won't move. All on the jig, blah 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 blah. So like I said, I'm going to get all taped up, get all the frets levelled, get them all, well, they are levelled, get all the frets polished, and that's going to be it. So I'll whiz back later. With an update showing when it's all ready to go back on the guitar, and I'll talk to you soon. Whoosh! Good afternoon, it's Monday afternoon. Quick update on the Levinson blade, the Blade Delta Standard. Done the refret, I've done a few more things to it as well, so I'm just going to not put strings out on yet, I've just put the neck back on. There's a couple of other jobs I've had to do. There's a refret, absolutely brilliant, nice jumbo frets there. Don't know how clear you can see them, they're all highly polished now, all levelled off. Don't know what you can see there. I've got a couple of little tiny cosmetic issues to sort out, little tiny holes under the thing, which I'll knock up some rosewood paste with some wood glue, and I'll sort all them out. But all the frets are in. They've all been nicely rounded off at the edges. They've all been got all the angled off at the edges there. All been highly polished. Absolutely beautiful fret job. I pride myself on my fret work. So it looks great. I've got a couple of things left to do. Obviously I'm going to get some lemon oil on the fretboard, get it all soaked in and cleaned up, blah de blah de blah. Check the frets are all level again once I've got them all set right. I've got the truss rod cover to put back on. I think we can safely go with the original nut. I think it's going to be alright. I've just checked the height, seems absolutely fine. And also the fenders I've got in, no good. No good for this guitar, curved bottom, it's flat bottom nut there. So it's going to have to go in. I've got a spare if I need one, an absolutely brand new graphite one there, but I shouldn't need that. Right, a couple of other things I've done to this guitar. I've had the electrics out. I had to do some work under here because some of the pots were loose. We're also scratching a lot of these pots, so I'm going to have that off again. I'm going to get some switch cleaner in there, get it all cleaned up. The VSC at the back, I went and the lad told me there was a wire off. I went and had a look, there was a wire off, but it wasn't off the VSC, it was the battery clip wire. So what I've done is I've took the battery clip off and put a brand new one on. It's got a brand new battery clip in there. So I've checked the VSC, it's all working fine now. All the volume and tones working fine, everything's working fine. Things I've got left to do, I've got to do the set the saddles to the right radius, get the intonation done, get it set up, blah blah blah. I've also, one of this is fine on this end, but the one on this end were really loose. So what I've done is I've took it out, I've doweled, glued some dowel in there, re-drilled the hole, so I've got a new hole in there, so that's an absolutely solid now. I've also done exactly the same with one of these holes. The hole was stripped on the neck there. I've filled it with dowel, glued it, re-drilled, so I've done a couple of bit of drilling work on there. And that's it, I've loosened the string tree, because it's on a spring, it goes up and down like so. So I've sorted all that out. So the guitar is absolutely solid. I've just got to get it set up now, get, like I say, do the jobs I've mentioned, get the neck oiled and cleaned, fill a couple of these holes in with a bit of dust and glue there, just tidy it up, get it all polished, and the neck is straight as a die. Got to get the strings on, get it under tension, get all the relief done right, so get it set up right, nice low action on there. The frets are going to play like a dream, absolutely brilliant. And a couple of other things like tighten up the tuners, blah 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 blah. So this is just waiting, some cosmetic stuff, a setup, bit of switch cleaner in there, and that's going to be it. Then this can go back. This will be done today. I don't think the owner's too bothered about cosmetic state of the guitar. It's got knocks and dings all over it. You know, end of the day it's about playability. So that's what we're going to get right. So that'll be done today. That can go back tomorrow. Preparing for, I've got a lot of stuff coming in. I've got stuff in the wings, quite a few jobs here. I've got another refret to do. I've got two Gibsons over there. Need two Gibson Les Pauls, two good ones. But I'm going to have some work done. And I've got another guitar coming in. I've got another one coming in tomorrow. So I'm going to be pretty busy. So I'm going to crack on with this, get it done. Talk to you soon. Be good. Right, good afternoon, Tuesday afternoon. Back with the Levinson Blade Delta Standard. I ain't got strings on yet, but barring that, it's all done. There's the frets. What I've just done with the frets is any chips we had when we removed the old frets, little flakes right there, I've just filled them in. We fill them in really easy. All we do is we dob in some super glue in the hole there, and we get some super glue accelerator on there. And once it's all done, there's your accelerator, there's your super glue with fine nozzle on the end. Just dob them in, get it all filled, get some accelerator on there, dries instantly, and we just file it back down. Blah 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 blah. We flat file, and we'll polish the fret off again with a bit of wire wool there. So that's all done. There's no holes anywhere now. If you have a look at them frets, I'm just going to let that sit there. Just look at these frets. They're absolutely beautiful. Went and grabbed all these little holes underneath that were in there. I filled in. It's all done now. So refret like this, just a standard refret like this, you're probably going to spend about, with a complete setup and all the cosmetic work, you're probably going to do about 5-6 hours on a guitar like this. All been levelled off, all been recrowned, all been polished. Then we set up and there on top, good hour and a half, maybe 2 hours for your thorough setup. I've got to put some switch cleaner in under them parts, get some of that in there, check all the electrics. I've checked the electrics anyway, it's all working nice. All I'm going to do, I've got blob on with set up, I'm going to get it set up, and I'll come back to it. This will be done about an hour. I'll come back to you when I've got all the setup done, and we'll have a look at the guitar and it can get shipped out today. Back to there you go. Levinson blade Delta standard, all finished. Just done the intonation and the radius on the saddles there. Set the action, done the intonation all on the harmonics and everything. Straighten the neck, put the cover back on. One little problem, one of these saddles had snapped on the edge, so I took the barrel, turned it the other way around, put it back on, upside down. Looks, don't look odd at all, looks absolutely bang on. The guitar is finished. To recap, it's had a complete refret. We've gone with jumbo frets. Looks absolutely beautiful. Neck's nice and straight. I've got the action at 1.5mm on the low E on the 12th fret, 1.3mm on the high E. No fret buzz anywhere. Guitar plays good. Frets will play good up and down the neck. Absolutely bang on. There, VSC's not working because I haven't got a battery inside. I put a new battery clip on inside anyway. Put a battery in, that'll work. So it's just working on the normal regular guitar mode at the moment. So that's it. The guitar is complete. I've just got in touch with the owner. He's going to come and collect it in a day or two, I imagine. Nice guitar. The Korean made of the Levinsons. I don't know what the retail at, 300-400 quid maybe. He's had his refret, everything works. One screw missing off the VSC. I couldn't replace it because the insert that goes inside or it screws into has disappeared. It's not there. It wasn't there when I got the guitar, so there you go. Had a bit of repair on the neck, repair on the strap button there as well. Got the original nut back on. Action's pretty good on the nut there. It's about 0.4mm. I like about 0.3, but my nut file's ain't arrived, so I'm not bothered. I'm going to leave that as it is. It's absolutely fine. And that's it. So until the next video, be good to each other. I'll talk to you soon.